Yeah, the genocide in Srebrenica is, to me, it is for sure the biggest mass massacre and genocide that Europe has seen after the Second World War. Whilst at the same time, I also remember very vividly from that time the genocide in Rwanda, which killed over 1 million of people. But still, being a German, being raised in Germany, this what happened in for all the wars that happened in former Yugoslavia, but also especially the genocide of Srebrenica was something that, of course, struck us very much. And I'm also remembering, even at that, being back at that time, people were talking about, getting not remembering anymore the Second World War, the Holocaust of the Second World War, whilst at the same time, let's say in our instant neighborhood in former Yugoslavia, this genocide was happening. So I think that's why, now it's still very important to remember what happened in Srebrenica, and also to understand, for me, it's a symbol of what can happen when ethnic and nationalist thinking and hatred go a long way, and what is the ultimate event that can arise from that, and especially looking at today's political environment with growing populism, not only in Germany, not only in Europe, but worldwide. I think it is very important to keep on remembering, to keep on fighting for the rights of the victims and their families. And I think there is a lot still to do when it comes to that. And that's why I was also very happy to see the UN resolution of last year, which is calling for the Remembrance Day on the 11th of June, and which is also reinforcing the and the fact that the denial of the genocide of Srebrenica is unlawful, and that countries should also prosecute it. All of that in May of last year, 2024, was of course happening also when we now look at Serbia, where I'm based currently. A lot was happening in a political environment which was still very much leaning towards denial. The Serbian government, Serbian institutions, but also President Vučić framed the UN resolution as a threat to Serbia's independence, as a concerted action of the West towards Serbia. And I think actually the opposite should be true. I believe that also Serbian institutions and Serbian society need to do much more in order to face with the wars of the 90s, their role in these wars, and also to remember the very genocide of Srebrenica. And I believe all those initiatives by civil society in Serbia, which will be looking into the remembrance of the genocide of Srebrenica in this year, are very, very important. As a political symbol, but also, of course, to the victims of the genocide and their families and their descendants. And they are also a very important moment, I think, to reinforce and state how important is cooperation, regional cooperation, international cooperation, which is based on human rights standards and the idea of shared human rights, as opposed to nationalist and ethnic thinking.